Hello students, welcome to the class of English literature. This video is in continuation with the novel Kanthapura written by Raja Rao. We have read its last 8 chapters summary. Now in this video we are going to summarize chapter number 9th, and the chapter number 9th starts from here. Chapter number 9th, Kanthapura Congress Committee and Ranga's marriage. First, Murthy went to Range Gowda. He was an influential man of the village. If he joined the Congress, the others in the village would also do so. Bhatt had also been to him, and the Patel had sent him away frustrated and angry. It was clear that the Patel did not like Bhatt and that his sympathies were with Murthy and the Congress. Gradually, Murthy came to the point and told the Patel of his plans. This is what is to be done. We shall start a Congress group in Kanthapura. The Congress group of Kanthapura will join the Congress of All India. You must pay 4 annas or 2000 yards of yarn per year. This is all you have to do, and then you become a Congress member. You must vow to speak truth and wear no cloth but the khadi cloth. Oh yes, Murthapa, if you think there is no danger in it, I see no objection to joining it. Tell me only one thing. Will it bring us into trouble with the government? Thus Murthy thinks over and then he says, this is how it is, Rangegowda. Today it will bring us into no trouble with the government, but tomorrow, when we shall be against the red man's government, it will bring us into trouble. You see, Bade Khan is already there. Ah, says Range Gowda, and I shall not close my eyes till the dog has eaten filth. But Murthy interrupts him and says such things are not to be said, and that hatred should be plucked out of our hearts, and that the Mahatma says, you must love even your enemies. The Patel did not agree with this, but all the same, he consented to be a member of Congress and to do as Murthy, the learned one, would advise him to do. Then Murthy went to the weaver's quarter and met their elder Ramaiya. When Ramaiya heard the Range Patel had agreed to join the Congress, he also readily agreed to do so. Then Murthy went to the potter's quarter. Their elder Siddhaya also was easily persuaded to make up the work of to take up the work of the Congress. However, in the Pariha quarter, Murthy was put to a severe trial. The elder Rachanna was out, and his wife invited him in and offered him a tumbler of milk. Till now, Murthy has never crossed the threshold of a Pariha, and now he was compelled not only to enter it but also to accept milk. He refused, but Rachanna's wife insisted that he should take at least one sip. Murthy could not refuse. With trembling hands and a fearful heart, he just touched the tumbler with his lips. After all, he was a Brahmin, and despite all his principles, Murthy could not eat or drink in a Pariha's home. It is to be noted that Raja Rao has humanized the character of Murthy. He has not been presented as a god or a hero or an uncommon individual with no human weakness. Rather, his faltering, his prayers, his touching of the holy thread have been carefully noted. He is presented as an ordinary creature of flesh and blood with common human weakness. Soon he is surrounded by a number of Pariha women and children. They are simple, ignorant people and they do not understand the message of Mahatma nor the significance of charkha spinning. They frankly tell Murthy that they would do as their menfolk tell them to do. Disappointed, Murthy leaves them, promising to return in the evening when Rachanna would be back home. Murthy hurries to Rangamma and tells her of what had happened. He has his bath and changes his clothes and drinks a little Ganga water. In this way, he purifies himself as a true Brahmin should after should do after he has been polluted by contact with a pariha. The caste system is too firmly entrenched in Indian society, and even enlightened men like Murthy are victims of it. Even they have not the courage to break the chains of caste and creed. In the evening, Murthy again takes a round of the village, trying to persuade people to join the Congress and follow the Mahatma. Rachanna, Madanna, Lingayya, and other all agree to do as he will ask them to do. So the next day, with the blessings of Patel Range Gowda, a meeting of the villagers is called to elect the members of the Kanthapura Congress Committee or Panchayat. First, there are bhajans and the gods are taken out in a procession. Murthy was elected as the president. They said that he was their Mahatma. Rangegowda was elected as the protector. Then were elected 21 members. In this way was formed the Congress committee of 23 members. They all vowed to spin every day to practice ahimsa and to seek truth. The membership fees at the rate of 4 annas for one member was duly collected and sent to the provincial congress committee. A few days later, when Murthy's picture was published in the papers, their joy and pride knew no sounds or bounds. And they all said, our Murthy is a great man, and they speak of him in the city, and we shall work for him. And from then onwards, we all began to spin more and more, and more and more. And Murthy sent bundles and bundles of yarn, and we got saris and bodice clothes and dhotis. And Murthy said the Mahatma was very pleased, but of course did not take kindly to the formation of the Congress committee in the village Kanthapura. He must put an end to the nonsense, otherwise the trouble would spread. Murthy's fast had its effect, and despite the excommunication, he was still respected and followed by the villagers. He thought and thought over the matter and, by way of revenge, decided to charge much higher rates of interest from those who joined the Congress. He would ruin them by attaching their farms for non payment of his debt. In order to break up the movement, he needed some powerful supporters in the village. In the city, he had the Swami, but so far he had none in the village. He thought long and deep and finally decided that Waterfall Venkama would serve his purpose best. She had a daughter, Ranga, of marriageable age. He could earn her gratitude by arranging the marriage of Ranga with advocate Sinappa, who had just lost his wife. No doubt he had three children and was over 30 years of age. But all this did not matter, for he was rich and Ranga would have all possible comforts in his home. Waterfall Venkama was tempted by his offer and the marriage was soon arranged. The women folk of the village were delighted, for Venkama promised that there would be feasting and merrymaking for a week, even for 10 days. They would wear their best saris and it would be great fun. But when the marriage procession came, they were disappointed, for the bridegroom was a middle aged man with fallen teeth and a big twisted moustache. But all this was soon forgotten in the feasting and merrymaking that marked the occasion, and the ornaments and saris that were brought for the bride. Ranga was really lucky to have married so well. It is to be noted that the marriage of Ranga, described so vividly and at such length, in no way contributes to the action of the novel, but a whole chapter has been devoted to it. Such superfluity has exposed the novel to the charge of formlessness. Okay, this was the end of the summary of chapter number 9th. In the next video, we will meet with the with the summary of chapter number 10th. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.